few nights ago, something happened in the NBA that we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. Matter of fact, since Kobe was in the league, when he scored his 81 points, Bam Adebayo, a few nights ago, scored 83 points in a modern NBA game, which is crazy because now he moves to second all-time in points scored in a single game behind Wilt, passing Kobe. So Kobe got knocked down to the third spot. And honestly, that's a legendary performance. And no disrespect to Bam, I think Bam's a great player. He's one of the best two-way guys in the league. But when a two-way center like Bam scores 83 points in a NBA game, that starts to make people question. And you've seen that in the media and stuff. Everyone's like, does this actually count? Like, should it be a thing? Like, should he have gone for it? And honestly, we need to ask ourselves, the bigger question is, does the NBA have a scoring problem? Here's what I mean by that. Recently, if you look back even just this week, like we had Matas Buzelis score 41 points. We had Luka Doncic score 51 points. We had Cameron Payne score like 33 points on 8 for 8 from the field or whatever it was. And you have like all these guys are scoring these high scoring games. Like I would never think that Cam Payne would hold a record for scoring that many points without missing a shot. Like I was watching the Sixers game the other day and that came across the screen and you didn't even hear about it, which is crazy. But we've seen multiple 70-point games with Doncic, Booker, Dame. We've seen multiple 70-point games, multiple 60-point games. We've seen a lot of 50-point games now. And it just seems like all these guys are averaging more than like 22, 23 points per game. Like I feel like there's a lot more now than there ever has been points. And it's like, oh, I didn't even hear about it because it's just 30 points. And so if we think about that for a second, 30 points is just becoming like, oh, that's just another day in the office. Whereas like back in the day, in past eras, that's like, oh, you're dominating the league if you score 30 points, especially if you're scoring 30 points a game. Now, that's not to say that if you are averaging 30 points a game that you're not dominating. I mean, you got SGA and Luka and Jokic, like they're dominating the league right now. However, scoring 30 points seems like it's happening more and more often. And Bam scoring 83 points might just be the perfect example of this. So you might be wondering, but why is this happening? And I think that's because rosters nowadays, especially offense, is structured to maximize scoring efficiency. Like that's why you see these teams scoring 130 points, 140 points. Like the other day, I think the Nuggets scored 150 points. Like that is a lot of points. Like you wouldn't see that back in the day. And like not to say that the teams didn't get up there. It was just like more lower scoring games. Nowadays teams play 5 out, they're spacing the floor. Everyone can shoot threes. They're trying to shoot more threes every game. And the floor is more open than it's ever been. Especially like if you guys have played basketball and you play basketball nowadays, like everyone's 5 out, everyone's trying to shoot a 3, like no one's cutting as much anymore. And it's not a bad thing necessarily, it's just the game has changed. And so since the floor is more open, driving lanes are bigger, it's longer closeouts for the defense. Like the offensive player has more room to operate. And when players have more room to operate, like if you take SGA, for example, or Luka, they can get to their spot and they're going to score. Like when you have infinite room, you don't even have to worry about the help side defenders and stuff. Like it just makes the game so much easier to where the scoring numbers eventually are just going up. And now I know what you're saying. Like that's not the only reason why scoring's gone up. I know. I mean, you have the defense. The defense really is at a disadvantage at all times. I mean, you're reliant on what the offensive player can do. And specifically, the rules are more tailored to the offensive player. Defenders nowadays get in trouble for being overly physical, hand checks, and stuff like that. I mean, unless you're Lou Dort. But other than that, like you have defensive guys like are really restrained on what they can do nowadays than what they used to be able to do. And maybe that's why we hear all these old guys talking about, oh, they wouldn't have survived back in the day, back in the 90s, bro. They wouldn't have survived and stuff. And maybe that's because the spacing was tighter. Everyone was more physical. You get away with a bunch of more things. Playing defense in today's NBA is harder than it has been from the aspect of the spacing and just the rules favoring the offense. So eventually those scoring numbers are going to go up. And that's what we've seen over time since the past like 20 years of the league. But here's the real question. If everyone can score a lot of points, like we have these guys dropping 30 points that are just role players, does that make scoring less impressive? Like when I think about someone scoring that many points, like if I saw Cam Payne made all of his shots, like I said earlier, and he scored like 33 points, like is that less impressive than it used to be? Now, like think about that for a second. When Kobe scored his 81 points, like that felt like it was unattainable. Like that felt like it was in its next like level. And you have like last week, I think Jimmy High Roller posted a video saying like, is it actually possible for someone to score 83 points in a game? And I saw a video and I'm like, I don't think it is, or 100 points in a game. And I'm like, I don't think it is possible for anyone to get close. And then lo and behold, Bam scores 83 points. And it's like, wow. Like, first of all, the timing on that's crazy. Second of all, Bam scoring 83 points. I'm like, I'd never expected someone like Bam to score that. Like, I would expect like a superstar level player like Luka or Jokic or Shea or like Giannis, someone like that to score 83 points before I would expect Bam. And like, we've seen a lot of high scoring games, like as we said earlier. And when Bam scores that many points, it's still an incredible feat. Like, I think people talking about, oh, he shouldn't be like trying to go for this record. Oh, he shouldn't have shot 43 free throws to obtain the record and stuff. And like, it's still incredible that he did that. Like, when people say that, like, it's just how the game was called. But it also raises a bigger conversation, and that conversation is, has scoring in the NBA become too easy? Now, don't get me wrong, scoring is easier than it has been, but the skill level has increased greatly from the players in the NBA. Players are more skilled ever than they have been before, and it just begs the question, so like the league is basically evolving into this different type of basketball that we see, but at the same time, is this new modern NBA creating inflated scoring numbers? And if that's the case, do we need to rethink these big scoring nights? Because I know like right now it feels a little weird, but I think years from now, people aren't going to be like, oh, do you think that Bam scoring 83 points was ethical? It's like, I just don't think that's going to be talked about. Like, it just feels weird now because we're like in the post like Kobe era, to where when we think about that, it's like, oh, like, yeah, Kobe was that guy, which he really was. But if someone like Bam can score 83 points, who's to say that that's not going to happen again now? And I think that's where this is headed to. And if he could score 83 points, then does the NBA actually have a scoring problem? So I want to hear what you guys think. I know today's video was a little bit quicker. This week's been crazy. But comment down below if you think that today's NBA has a scoring problem, or if you just think that, no, it's just more skilled. Like, we have more skilled players in the league, and it's good for the league. So that's going to increase scoring numbers. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. So thank you for all of those who have subscribed so far. If you haven't, make sure you hit that button. If you know ball, click this video right here. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.